Right, welcome back to another episode of the Guitar Talk series. In this episode, I'm gonna share to you, or we're gonna talk about a method that I use that helped me with soloing, starting out, and even as an intermediate or advanced player, this can still be used, or it can still help you improve. So this method that I'm talking about is what I call the one string method. So basing from its name, you just use one string. So let me just give you a quick demonstration how it works, the one string method. So I'm just gonna record a backing track here. So something like that. So you solo over this just using one string. Now, why would you do this? Why would we only play one string? Well, for one thing, it allows us to see the notes, or we can have like a visual representation of all the notes and the relative to its pitch. Like from the left to right, the notes get higher, so from the lowest note to a higher note. So the same way with the piano, you have the low notes on the left side and go to the right, it becomes higher. With the guitar, it's cool that we have, we have other strings, and it makes it easier for us to play the higher notes. We can even string skip. So it's a kind of counterintuitive. Although it's cool that we can do that, we can do string skipping arpeggios, and it makes it easy to play that kind of stuff. But the downside to that is it kind of robs us with the sense of awareness of how the notes relate to each other in terms of where it is or how far it is, the different pitch. Like for example, that backing track was in the key of C. So the root note C, when we play it in one string, it gives us a sense of how far the third is, like, and how far the fifth is. And the farther the note is, the more tension. And I just like to share an analogy that I learned in one of the songwriting workshops that I attended years ago. The speaker said that the root is like the home or home. The farther you are from home, the more tension or tension that you feel. So the same way that the notes, the farther you go from the root, it has more tension. And playing in one string gives that sense of like we have a visual, and we can feel, we can associate more the tension and the distance from the root of from the different notes and how it relates to the root, compared to like just playing it in other strings. Although it's cool, like like the third is just below the C here in the G string. It's just below, like on the 5th fret of the G string. The B string right below that C is the third of C, the E. So it robs us from that sliding to the note of the third of the C. Playing it with a different string, it's cool, it's easy, but it doesn't have that same tension that gives us when we're playing one string. So although we can like learn and associate that, register that in our minds that that's the third just below that, but it's different when we're playing one string. So that's why I love to use this as an exercise, or when I was starting out I would just play in one string, so that it will teach me to like the relationship with the all the different intervals and the amount of tension that it gives. So the farther you are from the root, the more tension it has, and you can easily associate the distance and that the relationship between the different tension and the notes and how it relates to the root if we play in one string. And another thing why we would play in one string is we're setting limitations for ourselves, and when we try to force ourselves to like improvise and solo with just one string, you're kind of forcing yourself to be as creative as you can be with just those limitations. So and if you're used to like playing with scales and patterns and fast runs, it's a kind of a good exercise to like break free from that. Just play one string, and it immediately allows you to be more melodic. So if you're used to like I mean, it's cool, it's good, but if you play in one string, it eliminates all of that. So yeah, that's just a a tip that we can use, or a tool that we can use to like if you're a beginner starting out, and it also allows you to like listen to the intervals and how it affects the chord that you're playing with. So it's a good tool to use as a beginner and even as an intermediate or an advanced player, to play melodically and to have a more strong sense of how the relationship between notes and tension with one string. So yeah, try it out.